Welcome on to the Dirt ITV roundtable discussion. We were off last week. We did not do any racing. Had Independence Day. Hope everyone had a great 4th of July. I've got Chris Miller beside me. Steve was not able to make it today, but we wanted to get on here and talk some details about what's coming up here in the upcoming season for the All-Star race. So, Steve, or I'm sorry, Chris. How you doing today?
Good, Ryan. I hope everybody had a chance to take a break from mid-season here and enjoy their Independence Day. And hopefully everybody stayed safe during that. I know a couple people that had accidents around here, so hopefully everybody was safe. We will get back to racing this coming Sunday at Eldora on July the 11th. But what we're here tonight to talk about is we announced earlier in the season that we would have our first ever real money race. We have that slated for August the 15th. It will not be a points race, so it's kind of I'd like to say fun night, but people are going to take that they have a chance of winning money very serious, and we're going to take it serious also, but we just want to get some of the details out there tonight.
Yeah, so we seen pulled up the graphic there for the special or the events. So we've got Eldora that's coming up. Then we got Weedsport, Lernerville, Williams Grove, then a to be announced track, and then we're going to that special track, the All Star track, on the 15th of August. So that's, like you said, this is really why we want to get on here so that guys have the opportunity to see what this race is going to be about and who's all eligible to be able to get into it. So can you talk a little bit more about what is this race? I mean, it's a money race. How much is the payouts going to be? What's the entry fees? What's that kind of stuff look like?
All right, so let's start with who's eligible.
Okay.
Anyone is going to be eligible that is currently registered for the 305 series. So at the beginning of this season, we ended up having 70 applicants that we accepted to the 305 series. This race is only going to be open to those 70 people. We at one point during when we initially rolled this out said that we were going to come out with more details later. We said we were probably going to take top 30 or 40 in points. That's more than likely what it's probably going to end up being. We've had, I think the last couple of weeks, we've been right around 30 drivers. We're hoping to get most of them to sign up, and we know some of them feel like maybe it's not the best chance for them as far as it's a real money race and they probably don't have a chance to win. We're going to have a lot more stuff that we're going to be doing throughout that night that's going to make it fun for everyone. So let's I don't know if you can bring up the thing here and we'll kind of go through it. So what we're looking at doing is we are 6 weeks away starting this Sunday from the All-Star race. So we'll have 5 pre-race shows before that time. So what we are looking at doing, you can see up on the graphic, we have Kings of Millertime, the entry fee. So if you do pay, and I will get the link out to you guys as soon as this is over. Right now it looks like we have PayPal. I'm going to try to add maybe Venmo and Cash App to make it easy for people. But if you do pay before 7/18, and I'll go into why 7/18 here in just a little bit. So that would be 11:59 p.m. on 7/18. That'd be Eastern Standard Time. We do race that night. I'll remind everybody that night at the race. But that would be $15 entry fee. If you pay before August 1st, but after the 18th of July, your entry fee is going to be $20. And I'll explain that. And then if you pay after 8/1 up to the night of the start of the race, it will cost you $25. So one reason why I want to talk about the entry fees and where we're at with that. What we're going to do is we have currently 13 tracks that we would consider going to for Millertime Motorsports. We know that August 8th we still need to announce. Kind of when we started first talking about the money race, we were actually hoping to get a new track from iRacing, and we were hoping it would come out shortly about this time right now, and not a whole lot of people would get a practice in. It wasn't on our schedule, and that would be where we would go. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So we are going to take the 13 tracks that we feel is raceable. That just excludes the Chili Bowl. Okay, so Bristol's in there, Fairbury's in there. What we're gonna do with that is Ryan has the graphic up right now of the spin wheel, so you can see all 13 tracks are on there. What we will do is in each pre-race show, starting with this Sunday at Eldora, we will spin that wheel and eliminate 2 tracks. So then by the time we get to, so we'll have 5 racing weeks before this, so that eliminates 10 of the 13 tracks. Then going into the final week, what we're going to do is we're going to run a little charity thing somewhat. Let's run the prize pool up, a little donation thing. We'll have it narrowed down to 3 tracks, and at that time you will be able to make a small donation. We're looking at probably $1 a spin. You get to come on here, you get to spin the wheel once you pay that money, and only have those 3 tracks left. So you're not picking your track, but you got a chance of hitting one of those 3, and whatever one it hits, whatever track ends up with the most hits by the end of that week, and we will announce it with like 20 minutes to go in the pre-race show of the All-Star or Money Race weekend. So not going to know what track's selected until just about 20 minutes before the race, so you're not going to get to practice it a whole lot, but that's what our plan is as far as how we will eliminate the tracks.
Yeah, and before we go any further, any drivers that's actually watching the segment right now, you've got any questions about anything that we're talking about, please put it in the comment section, and we'll read those questions out, and we'll try to answer those as much as we can. So that's what's the payout looking like then? That's what I want to know. I want to know how much money's out there.
All right, we'll throw that graphic up, and I will go over that. So what we are looking at is we're going to throw up $470 at a minimum. Okay, so these payouts are based on the $470. Obviously, that's looking at more like 30 entrants. We may not get that, but between our sponsorships and us, we will get that money out there. So we are looking at first place will be $200, second place will be $100, third will be $50. And here's the neat thing: it's just like real dirt track racing. Everybody's going to get something. So if you again, we're only taking 20 to the feature, regardless of what track we are on. So if we do have 30 people sign up, there will be people going home that did not get paid, that did pay their entry fee. But in the feature, 4th through 10th will get $10. So, I mean, 4th through 10th getting 10 of their $15 back as long as they pay in advance. I mean, that's
pretty good. Yeah.
You know? So, and then 11th through 20th, I mean, still getting $5 back. Again, that would only be $10 out of their pocket. But another thing I want to throw up is everybody's aware that we have Millertime Motorsports t-shirts. We usually give them out to the champions. One thing we are going to do in the All-Star race is the people that had a paid entry, whether they make the feature or not, will be eligible. We'll use this same spinner wheel. We'll put everybody's name on it throughout the night. I think we're going to have somewhere in the range of 5 to 10 t-shirts that we're going to give out that night, and that will be it's going to be a Millertime Motorsports t-shirt with Dirt ITV on it and Kings of Millertime name and number of the driver. We can still get that on there because I'm not going to be able to order them until that driver's won, so I got their size so they can get their name and number on it. So we're going to give out shirts there. Ryan, you've donated a couple things as far as the Dirt ITV training sessions that you've hooked up. So you're going to give 1 or 2 of those training sessions out for a free hour of working with Dirt ITV on a track of their choice.
Right.
So that's something else that's thrown out there. And then we're even looking at possibly having some iRacing gift cards or whatever we need to do there. But it's going to be a fun night for all. And even if you don't have a shot to win the $200 and win the race, there's a shot to win something.
Yeah, that's always fun, just to be able to go in there and be able to get something free out of it. That's pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind having another t-shirt. It's awesome.
You already got a couple.
Well, I need another one.
But yeah, it's going to be neat, and we just want to have fun with it that night. We're not going to be in any rush throughout the night. We're not running 360s or 410s that night, so it's going to be a night that's just dedicated to the 305 sprint. Still going to have the 6 p.m. start, but things are probably going to be a little bit longer. We got to work out some of the details here. But one thing we are looking at is live qualifying. So we're looking at, doing it that way instead of the way that right now we go out and do 2 laps and we're done in a couple minutes. Live qualifying is going to affect the track conditions a little bit more. We are looking at extending the heat races to, probably around 12, 14, 16 laps with admin cautions. One thing, Steve and I are not racing in the money race, so and it's not because we don't want to put our money up and racing. It's just because we really want this to go smooth. We know you can't do a whole lot with it doing the broadcast, so
Right.
With money involved, we want to be there to call the right cautions. So we're going to call the cautions in the heat races and in the if there is a consolation main at all, we will be calling those cautions also. So just to make it a little bit fair for everybody. And another thing we're looking at that night is black flags will be cleared at a very minimum. It's the one thing I've noticed this season's went fairly good with the amount of drivers we've had. A lot of good drivers out here. And it's few people that are asking for black flags to be cleared. When you go back and watch, it's stuff that we can avoid. So that night with money involved, people are going to have to just understand we're not just clearing every black flag.
I agree 100% on that. That's good. So what else is there? I know there's talk now. There's going to be a dash now, a dash for cash money, and that's going to be a sponsorship. So another potential way to make even more money. So, I mean, you could win the whole thing, make $200, but this dash for cash, you're going to have some sponsors in there and make even more money potentially. So can you talk a little bit about that dash for cash?
Yeah, so again, not all the details are worked out on this, but it's something we're in the process of talking about. And kind of some of the stuff we mentioned was the fast qualifier for the night would automatically go to the dash for cash. If we're planning on probably looking at 3 or 4 heat races. We'd have to get over 36 drivers to have more than 3, so more than likely probably 3 heat races. Going to take top 2 out of each heat race, throw them in a dash along with the top qualifier, and they'll run for some money. And that will be done by a random drawing as far as who starts where in the dash for cash. We'll go from there. And that's another thing I wanted to mention about qualifying is we're still working out the details of how we'll do that, whether it's pill bottle pull or during practice or what we got to do, or if we'll just randomly shuffle everybody's names and say this is where you're qualifying. But it's going to be a little bit different than our normal week. It's going to take a lot of coordinating, so we'll have to make sure people are in the driver's meeting stuff, but it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to call too, because when you get money on the line, it just seems like you get a lot more people that's wanting to watch. For friends and families, like, oh man, you're racing for $200. I didn't know you could race for $200 on a game, but yeah, we're going to do it and we're going to have fun with it. So that's going to be a good night.
It is. It's going to be neat, and man, a lot of these drivers in the top 10, especially right now in points, it's any one of theirs. It really is. It could be somebody outside the top 10, but right now those guys especially the top 5, 6 drivers looking really dominant.
Right. I mean, we've only had one driver so far out of the season that's won 2 races, and that's been more. Other than that, it's been a different winner every week, and so yeah, I mean, nobody's locked in to win anything in this money race. I mean, you can't just say Ben Wart's going to go out there and he's going to win. We've seen that's just not going to happen.
Right. Another thing I like about that is they're really not going to know the track until just
Yeah,
a few minutes before.
yeah, that's
So
really cool.
that'll make it interesting. They'll have it narrowed down. They'll be able to go out and practice 3 different tracks that whole week. But come the end of the week, it's going to be one track that's going to be announced 20 minutes before.
That makes it tough. I mean, these guys, if they're wanting to really lock down, being the best at each track, you're going to be putting in a lot of time at all 3 of these tracks just to, hope that, the one that you wanted was picked. But
Right.
hey, spend some money.
So, and that's one thing. That's one thing with the entry fees that I was going to kind of explain. So 7:18 by 11:59 p.m. So at that point, that's 2 weeks from now.
Right.
and we will have 2 races. So at that point, we will have eliminated 4 tracks.
Right.
So people can get in. So if their favorite track was eliminated and they're maybe hesitant about getting in, they'll see what 4 tracks are eliminated as they pay the $15. Now, if they wait till 8-1, we are now 4 weeks out, and we will have dropped 8 tracks. So there will still be 5 left.
Right.
So they'll know one of those 5 tracks, but they're going to pay a little bit more, and they're going to pay $20. And then if they want to wait until after, and they want to wait until the night of the race, it's going to be $25, but they'll see what track it is. So again, it's good for you to get in early. Definitely get in early. I mean, save yourself $10. It's almost half the entry fee. And if you place in the top 20, you get 5 of that back. So it's a pretty good deal. I don't think that matters for what track it is. You know, I would get in. But wanted to explain that a little bit, why there is a difference. And it's just because mainly you know what track. Plus, we want to have as many people as we can get in early so we know that we're locked in.
Well, you look at that, and you said about T-shirts being, given away. And I think you said 6 there. You know, what is the value on one of those shirts? How much you sell those shirts for?
Yeah, I mean, we do a $30 donation for one of those shirts, and that's without the Dirt ITV and Kings of Millertime on there. So, and those shirts run us anywhere between $20 and $25 most of the time anyway. So even when we do get a donation, it's about getting our name out there.
Right.
We're not sitting here making money off of that. What we try to do is with the donations, we try to pay for our we pay for each and individual race throughout the season. And when we're not just sprint cars, I know this is aimed towards the sprint car drivers, but we have other leagues out there. And basically what we try to do with the donation money is just pay for the season. So we do for the most part. And we get a few more donations, and that's what's always allowed us to send out the champion shirts. And I think that's always pretty cool for the champions, and keeps them coming back for the most part anyway.
Yes.
And,
so I mean,
so we're not out there to make a whole lot of money, and we're not going to make money on this night as far as giving away the T-shirts and everything. But we also want everybody to feel like they have a chance to win something.
Right, and so just looking at that, for just the T-shirts, you sign up for $15, you could win a shirt that night, and basically you're paying $15 for a shirt versus $35 for a shirt. Same goes for the Dirt ITV training sessions. Those are those cost $10 a week. You get yourself a free session, and it's a pretty cool deal. I mean, you could potentially get a shirt, you potentially get the training session, and shoot, you potentially even win the thing. You can come away with a lot of stuff here.
Dash for cash and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
There could be some serious money in here, and getting prizes and stuff. It's going to be awesome.
It'll be pretty neat. I'm excited. I can't wait.
I know. I can't wait to get back racing next weekend at Eldora. I think that's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, we're going to eliminate the first 2 tracks.
That's right. All right. Do you have anything else before we close her up?
I don't think so. I'm with you. I'm excited to get back at it this Sunday night, and we will have both all 3 305s, 360s, and the 410s this weekend, and Eldora will be fun. Yeah.
Well, okay, so we'll close that out there. We just want to get on here just briefly to talk about this, get it out there so you guys can see it. Share the video after it's done being live. Share it to all the other guys that has not watched the video. We had several that did watch it just now. Until then, we'll see you on the Dirt ITV pre-race show at 5:30 next Sunday, and we are going to have 3. We're going to have 3 drivers on the show. Last week's winner, and then 2 other drivers will be joining us for that show. So we'll see you next Sunday at Eldora Speedway. Take care. See you later, Chris.
Have a good night, Ryan. Thank you.